Oh, hello, and welcome to Prediction Movie Review. Before we begin, just a quick PSA for all my gingers out there. The sun is hot, wear sunscreen. Hey guys, my name is Dylan. If you have not noticed, we get a lot of sequels, prequels, and reboots. And even when we do get new movies, they are ruined by following generic stories, cliches, and the biggest flaw of them all, marketing that spoils the movie. Armed with only a trailer and the first part of a movie, we'll pause to make predictions on what we think will happen the rest of the way, and then check in at the end to see how we did. I have to say, it is very nice to look at a release schedule and not just see, movies are cancelled. We've waited for this, and there's nothing like movies when they make us laugh and cry and feel and love, just be together, and I'm so excited for a movie that's gonna make me feel like that. So what do we have today? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no! It's the prediction movie review for The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It.
You okay there? Jesus.
Easy alibi. Well, you see, officer, I work at a cranberry farm, and let's just say, it was a rough day on the job.
I think I hurt someone.
Dumbass, there goes your bulletproof alibi I just gave you. And I'm pretty sure if you talk to any lawyer, the first piece of information they'll give you is not to admit to the crime right off the hop.
Court accepts the existence of God every time a witness swears to tell the truth. I think it's about time they accept the existence of the devil.
You are damn right we should. He does not get covered in media enough. There is really only one show that I can think of that truly represents him for who he is.
It's all about me!
The more I look back on it, I'm very happy that my parents wouldn't let me get a waterbed, cause see, that water would have caused so much damage and would have been a nightmare to clean up. The demon? Oh, he cool.
Color me your color.
You were a little flat for me, so it's gonna be a no. You just don't have what it takes to be America's Got Possessed talent.
Lorraine! You alright?
Yeah, I think we're good here. Yeah, he was possessed, but they get rid of it, and they all live happily ever after. Okay, moving on. It's the prediction movie review for My Little Pony, Princess Rainbow and the Ice Cream Forest. Trailer done, now on to the first part of the movie, and then we'll come back and make some predictions. There was something that popped into my head very early on in this movie, and then to be honest, I couldn't stop thinking about it. The opening 10 minutes is the attempted exorcist of David. When everything hits the fan and everybody's knocked down, Arnie grabs David and tells the demon, "Take me, you don't want him, take me." Brave? Sure. Honorable? You're damn right. But after the fact, why did not a single person think to keep an eye on Arnie? Dude just told the demon to possess him, and once the dust has settled, he's back with his girlfriend, cutting trees, dancing, and drinking. I know the movie had to happen, but if Ed and Lorraine had just done their job right, they would have sent someone to look after Arnie and get rid of the demon. I feel like a lot of people are at fault here, and the demon isn't one of them. Let's get to the predictions. As we paused, Ed and Lorraine were off to go see the ex-pastor guy, who will have a real neat collection of creepy-ass things, and he will fill them in with the information they need, and like any good horror movie, he will warn them this is not a threat to take lightly. Since Arnie pled not guilty due to demonic possession, that will get the media's attention and will put it in the national spotlight, and a bunch of people will be talking about it and making a mockery of it. Ed and Lorraine will go to the police chief, who will want none of their nonsense, but we see that he's with them in the woods, so he's clearly open to hearing them out. They show Lorraine with Ed and the chief in the woods, and I think that is where the witches who put the curse on David have their little hangouts. She will have a flashback to what happened there, and that leads to my next prediction. In the trailer, it is a very quick moment, but during Lorraine's vision, you see a young girl running through the woods. I think she was either sacrificed or killed by the witches, and that set all of this up. Lorraine has been having those visions with the pentagram symbol and what looks like footage from the finale. It must either be showing where the witch is or what they need to do to stop her. Ed and Lorraine will find where they need to go, although it looks like at one point Ed is by himself, so Lorraine must either be possessed or captured herself, and Ed has to go through with whatever he has to do by himself in order to rid the world of the demon. I didn't want to ruin this by looking up the real life story, but there is no way that Arnie didn't go to jail. Like, sure, the Warrens will probably sway some people to believe them, but yeah, he is going to jail. And there's a shot in the trailer that shows what looks like him with a chain around his neck. He must either commit suicide either while possessed or in jail, or at least tries to kill himself. There hasn't been a ton going on. You got a demon jumping bodies, an exorcism. They now have to go speak to someone who has more knowledge about it. It's pretty par for the course for a movie like this. Let's hope we get a real fright and a great story for the rest of the way. My quick thoughts. Any movie that features witches that aren't the Hex Girls sucks. I kept waiting for them to show up, but they didn't. Also, why can't people collect normal shit? I, for instance, collect trading cards. These idiots are out here trying to be Thanos collecting the Infinity Stones of satanic items. I have to say, the most unrealistic thing about this whole movie was that some farmer has an intricate system of tunnels beneath his farm. Not a chance. I'll talk more about my actual thoughts on the movie at the end, but for right now, let's check in with the results. First up, we meet Mr. Ex-Pastor Farmer Dude, who per horror movie standards fills them in with the information they need, and then tells them that they don't want none of this shit. But then Ed and Lorraine are like, I think I want me some of that shit, and proceed to go after the demon anyways. I really thought the trial of Arnie was going to be a bigger part of this movie, but nope. Instead, it is very quickly shown at the end, but we do see that it's become a big deal. What better way to add suspense to one murder story than by adding a second? The Warrens go off to Massachusetts, and there they meet the police chief, who doesn't really believe what they're doing, but goes along with it anyways. The girl I mentioned you can briefly see in the trailer running away was indeed killed, but only because she was possessed by the demon and the curse. Lorraine does keep seeing those visions and is able to see where the witch's hangout is. I will say, this scene where Lorraine is like using that vision thing to be able to see her, but oh wait, she can see her as well. Very cool. Creepy, but very cool. Ed is able to break out of being possessed because of the power of love. What is this, a Care Bears movie? But he smashes the table, rids the world of the curse, and then the witch gets turned into a human pretzel. I was not shocked to see that the judge and jury didn't fall for the old, Your Honor, I did not kill that person. Well, I did, you see, but it wasn't like that. I was possessed by the devil. Old Arnie gets locked up for 5 years. He murdered someone and spent less time in jail than it takes for someone to get their doctorate. Fun fact, I was only wrong about one thing. I saw Lorraine in the trailer in the woods. I had thought for some reason that is where the witch or witches were going to have done their rituals. Little did I know that she has an intricate underground tunnel system. There's the results. Just before we wrap up though, I do want to talk about my thoughts on The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. I think what my issue with this movie and the horror genre in general is the heavy use of prolonged silence building up suspense so that they can throw in a cheap jump scare. For instance, this movie pulled off the same cliche twice. It is pitch black and it's silent and there's all the suspense, and then at one point a character struck a match, and in another, the old man very loudly turned on a light. Effective? Sure, but for me, the story is never interesting enough to keep me engaged throughout, which is I think what happened here. The last horror movie that I can think of that scared the absolute crap out of me while also engaging me in the story was like the original Saw. But I understand that there is a large audience of people who like these movies and get a thrill out of them. They just aren't for me. If you've seen the other 75 Conjuring movies, well then you're obviously invested in the story, the Warrens, the universe, and so I think you're really gonna like this movie. For me, I saw the first Conjuring movie and I remember liking it, just not caring enough to check out the rest. I might have seen Annabelle, now that I think of it, but I walked out of this one thinking it didn't reinvent the genre, not that it had to, but for me, it was just like many other horror movies I've seen before. One last thing before we go home. Out of curiosity afterwards, I googled what the real Ed and Lorraine Warren looked like. Let's just say, if they ever make a movie about me, I hope they also hire an actor who is much, much more handsome than I am to play me. Do you have a movie that you want to see a prediction movie review for? Obviously, I can't have seen the movie in order to make this work, but leave your suggestions in the comments below. Lastly, I predict that you will like the video and subscribe, and that's appreciated. Thanks for watching.